Hello, I'm Kevin Watler, and this is your CMR Daily Buzz. Sergeant Sean Abshire Bodden with the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service was arrested following a report of a domestic incident that occurred at a residence on Pedro Road on July 31st. He was granted bail and has been suspended from duty pending the outcome of the investigation. Police confirmed that the matter is under investigation and a file will be submitted to the Director of Public Prosecution for a ruling. Bodden was involved in another incident on August 4th that went viral on social media. In that matter, he was found in his vehicle with his 19-year-old girlfriend. The wife spotted them as she was taking her lunch break, and eyewitnesses said it sent her into a rage. It led to a vehicle chase between the two from the airport area that ended in the parking lot of Automotive Art. The Cayman Islands Customs and Border Control Service has confirmed that Neville Butler and Ravan George and two of their male associates were deported from the Cayman Islands on Friday. All four men are Jamaican nationals. Neville Butler and Ravan George were in the Cayman Islands illegally and are wanted in Jamaica for a number of serious offenses, including murder. The other two associates are wanted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force for questioning in connection with serious criminal offenses. One of the associates was also in the Cayman Islands illegally, and the other associate was on a work permit, which has been revoked by the Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman, more commonly known as WORK. The four men were arrested during a police operation on August 6th. They were escorted to Jamaica on Friday morning by CBC, RCIPS, and prison officers and were handed over to the Jamaica authorities upon their arrival. A man who was found guilty of indecent assault has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Willard Hurlston denied the assault, but was found guilty based on text messages he sent to the victim the day after the incident, apologizing and asking her not to tell anyone. Hurlston and his wife were spending the night at the woman's apartment last December when he opened her locked bedroom door and assaulted her. The woman woke up to him in her bed, touching her genitals. During his trial earlier this year, the court heard that Hurlston was familiar with the apartment as he often carried out repairs to it. Now, on the night of the incident, Hurlston used some type of tool to unlock her bedroom door. The woman reported the incident to the police on the advice of a friend, and the court heard that the woman was deeply affected by the incident as she had known Hurlston for many years. On Wednesday, Justice Philip St. John Stevens sentenced Hurlston and issued a sexual harm prevention order that prevents him from having any contact with the victim for 12 years after release from prison. A rider of a wave runner crashed into a boat docked at the Georgetown Yacht Club on Friday afternoon. Visitors from Texas were celebrating a birthday on the boat when the collision occurred. The man on the wave runner was injured and taken to the hospital. There were no other injuries. Firefighters were on scene almost immediately as they were at the nearby restaurant for a farewell lunch for the previous fire chief. The Cayman Islands Coast Guard is investigating the crash. The drivers of two vehicles involved in a fiery crash early Thursday morning have both been arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence. According to police, shortly before 1:30 in the morning on August 11th, emergency services responded to a two-car motor vehicle collision on Shamrock Road near Star Apple Drive and Midway Close involving a gold Honda and a silver Toyota Vitz. It was reported that both drivers were traveling in opposite directions along Shamrock Road when the collision occurred. Both vehicles received extensive damage, with the Toyota catching fire. The drivers of both vehicles did not appear to have any serious injuries, but the passenger needed the assistance of the Cayman Islands Fire Service to get out of the vehicle. The passenger was transported to the Cayman Islands Hospital for treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. The crash is under investigation. 4 men have been charged with drug charges after the police seized over 300 pounds of ganja during an operation on Tuesday, August 9th. The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service reported that officers conducted an operation in Bodden Town, and during the operation, 3 separate premises were searched and over 300 pounds of suspected ganja, along with drug utensils and a large quantity of cash, was recovered. As a result, 5 people, 4 men ages 28, 35, 37, and 39, and a 25-year-old woman, all of Bodden Town, were arrested for the drug offenses. So far, 4 men were charged for the drug-related offenses, and the woman was granted bail as the investigation continues. Police continue to look for Luisto Eusebio Hernandez in relation to firearm offenses. He is considered armed and dangerous and should not be approached. If seen, call 911 immediately. The search is still on for two missing men. 53-year-old Noel Paul Manning has been missing since June 24th, and 26-year-old Adrian Williamson has been missing since July 6th. Now you are asked to contact your nearest police station if you see them. Anonymous tips can be provided directly to the RCIPS via their confidential tip line at 949-7777 or via their website. In light of recent fatal traffic collisions and other serious traffic incidents, the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is appealing to drivers to engage in safe driving practices, especially over the weekend and during bad weather. Police say the penalty for speeding is a fine of $20 for every mile per hour over the speed limit you are found to be traveling, and if the total fine exceeds $500, drivers will have to attend court, and on conviction you are liable to have your license suspended for a minimum of 12 months along with the fine. The current legal blood alcohol limit in the Cayman Islands is 0.100%, and if you are tested and found to have a blood alcohol content at or exceeding this amount, you will be arrested. Upon conviction, you are liable to a fine of $1,000 and will lose your driver's license for a minimum period of 12 months. The penalties increase if you have previous DUI convictions. The Health Services Authority would like to advise the public that the pediatric clinic at the Cayman Islands Hospital will be relocating to the Women's Health Building on the main campus starting Monday, August 15th. Patients will register at the new clinic, streamlining the previous registration process. Consultant pediatrician and deputy clinical head of the department, Dr. Lyndon Swan, said he's pleased that the pediatric clinic will now have the space to expand their service offerings as the need for additional services grow. The larger space will afford the clinic to include their on-site support services for their patients, such as nutrition consultation, speech therapy, and exercise activities. More information on each of these stories can be found at caymanmallroad.com. Now for your CMR weather update, it's brought to you by WG Charters. Sunrise each weekend morning around 6:05 and sets around 6:54 each evening. Saturday will be mostly sunny with light easterly winds, and then Saturday night a few isolated thunderstorms will develop over some areas and the rain chance will increase. On Sunday, be prepared for some scattered thunderstorms, hot days and warm nights this weekend, mid to high 80s for the high temperature, but the humidity will make it feel around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking forward, similar weather conditions are expected. It's summertime, so hot days and warm nights with scattered showers are very typical for this time of year. CMR weather updates are brought to you by WG Charters. They offer private boat trips for a great price, so we encourage you to support them. Now for some regional and international news. The Development Bank of Jamaica unveiled two loan facilities valued at $700 million to benefit entertainment and transport industry stakeholders whose livelihoods have been impacted by the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a release on Friday, a sum of $500 million is earmarked for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises under the Entertainment Restart Loan Facility, while $200 million has been provided for public passenger vehicle operators. The funds will be provided through the Development Bank's microfinance institutions and approved financial institutions. The Trinidad police are probing the death of the nephew of West Indies cricket legend Brian Lara, who was gunned down in Santa Cruz, a valley that lies between the hills of Northern Range in Trinidad. Police said 33-year-old Mashama Lara, who is a fisherman, had just arrived to his home on Thursday evening and parked his pickup truck on the roadway when he was ambushed by two men who shot him before escaping in a waiting vehicle. He was declared dead at the hospital. Police have no motive for the killing. Acting Police Commissioner MacDonald Jacob urged the public to provide intelligence to the authorities so they can act to prevent some of these killings before they occur. The Grenada police have confirmed that several crew members of Party Boat Harbour Master are in custody following an incident on Wednesday in which world javelin champion Anderson Peters was injured. The Grenada Olympic Committee has condemned the barbaric actions of the perpetrators of the assault on Peters, who returned to the island just the day before to a VIP welcome after winning a silver medal in the men's javelin at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. Grenada's former Environment Minister Simon Steele is set to head the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Steele, who has served as the Caribbean Islands Minister for Climate Resilience and Environment until this year, will replace Patricia Espinosa, who finished her second 3-year term. Steele is regarded as a veteran advocate for climate ambition from a vulnerable Caribbean island state. On the global stage, his calls for rapid reductions of emissions have put him at odds with big emerging economies like China, while his lobbying for climate finance has met resistance from rich countries like the United States and European Union. The United States House of Representatives voted Friday to pass Democrats' $750 billion healthcare, energy, and climate bill in a significant victory for President Joe Biden and his party. The final vote was 220 to 207 along party lines. 4 Republicans did not vote. Now that the Democratic-controlled House has approved the bill, it will next go to Biden to be signed into law. Final passage of the bill marks a milestone for Democrats and gives the party a chance to achieve long-sought policy objectives ahead of the upcoming midterm elections. It comes at a critical time as the Democrats are fighting to retain control of narrow majorities in Congress. That's it for now on the Daily Buzz. Thank you for joining me. Please stay safe and God bless.